Hello and good morning. I would say happy Thursday, the 30th day of July and the blessed year 2026. My name is Francis Ofuluex and welcome to Thursday's edition of the program, Morning Ride. And I say this on behalf of the board, management and staff of this beautiful station. It's the rainy season. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has warned that it's going to be really, really rainy in this period. Rainy, precisely. You're going to have floods here and there. People are going to struggle to move from one place to the other. The rains are not going to stop. It's going to continue, regardless of your emotions or regardless of the inconvenience it causes you. And we are aware the strength about humans is that we find a way to continue, to persevere, to move on regardless. That's why those who are around the very chilled part of the world know how to handle the snow. Those around the desert-like area, Sahara region, know how to handle the heat. Some of us around the southern region know how to handle the different weathers that comes our way. One of them is the rainy season where it doesn't really stop. So how are you coping this morning? Ensure you're well covered since it looks like it's drizzling and it just might be a rainy day according to Google. Get yourself covered up. Get yourself careful. If you move on the road, if you're driving, do not speed too much. Don't overspeed, just drive as gently as possible. If you're in a public transport, a tricycle or keke, as they call it, ensure you call your rider's attention to the need to slow down because the roads are slippery and things can go wrong, even when you don't intend for it to happen. So take it very calmly. And if it rains heavily, do well to just move away and avoid any kind of windy situation that might cause things to fall during this day or this period. Welcome again to Morning Ride. 30th July it is precisely. And today is also International Friends Day. And that's quite interesting because it's something we take for granted. But what's the role of having a friend? Now, a friend is quite pivotal. Having a friend or having friends, they're pivotal to how we survive. They're pivotal to how we lead our lives. It's important that you have people that you can trust. After all, research has shown that it helps you psychologically when you depend on someone to talk to. That is why it's said that human is a social being. Having people around you where you can share your thoughts, your sentiments, your fears, and all the rest of them could help you really ease your burden. At the same time, there should be caution. Now in Nigeria, we're over 230 million people. In Delta State, we have different diverse tribes. We need to understand that it's important that we gather this diversity for the purpose of ourselves and to keep friendship burdened. In fact, the more diverse it is, the better it is for us. So what is it for having a friend? Now, research has also shown that those without friends sometimes do not even live as long as those with friends. And I'm talking about genuine friends. If you have people you can trust, people you can talk to every other time, it can help you a lot to lead a longer life. However, in the same vein, if you have people who are not genuine friends, then that could affect you. There are different kinds of friends, so to speak. There are friends you find who are situational friends, or friends who share the same ideologies with you, or friends who just admire you. Now, you must understand the differences that comes amongst your friends. It could be a friend who you met in a particular place, you worship together in church, or a friend you met in the club, you go to the club together, or a friend who shares the same football club with you. You could just have them as a friend, but it fades off if it's not going to be permanent. For those who admire you, you have to keep up living that life. But for you, you must understand exactly what is in it that builds this friendship. Some would say that the best friendships are not the one that you keep on talking to the person every day, but the one that even after a while of not getting to talk to them, they still talk to you as though you had just spoken to them yesterday, and it feels fresh and new when you've met them. In fact, research has also shown that the best friends you can get are the ones you have from secondary school or maybe primary school. Sometimes the university and not even at the place of work. We also have another very special day today. It is something that really caught my attention because it's about World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. That's serious. Human trafficking is what we can describe as modern day slavery. Taking people from one place to the other, people are tricked, victims are tricked, forced or sold into labor, sometimes prostitution, other times domestic servitude, they are forced into marriages, and even organ harvesting. Women often victims of this. But when it comes to organ harvesting, men are victims too, even for domestic labor or servitude. We must understand that there are ways we can go about things, especially when we have this fever for Japa. The need to leave the country is quite strong. And in the same vein, we have people who need to take advantage of others to exploit people for their own interests, for their own good. So how do you draw the line? Ensure that you double check. There are no freebies, matter of fact. No matter how powerful the person seems to be, no matter how you know the person, it has even been discovered that those who you seem to know, maybe you know their families, you know them, are often the ones who perpetrate this kind of harm. Come around villages, pick people, and promise them a better life, and take them outside the country where they have to serve as domestic laborers or as commercial sex workers in a very, very tight and inhuman scenario or phase. So you must be careful. When you get all these offers, do well to ensure that you know exactly what you're doing. Double check before you can move around. Okay? Human trafficking isn't just something that happens in movies. It happens every day with victims deceived by promises of jobs, education, or better life, only to end up exploited. So the day calls on governments, communities, and individuals to stay alert and avoid being victims or being the vulnerable people. So it is your job to play. For the government, they need to continue investigating, ensuring that they find out the best way to eradicate this scourge. It's still on when it comes to human trafficking. It's not stopped. You have to be aware about it, especially if you want to leave the country, as I said it earlier on. Other times, even while inside this country, there are also human trafficking, or some things that perceive human trafficking. More like in the northern region where children are forced into early marriages and the rest of them. Those things are not right, and it's sometimes considered actually as human trafficking. That's the much about it. Tomorrow begins World Breastfeeding Week. Saturday, on Saturday rather, starts a World Breastfeeding Week as we approach the weekend. Now, it's important for us to know that that's the best way to feed a child. For the first 6 months, it has been proven that breast milk is the way to go. It saves your children from ailments. It helps them build their immune system. It helps mother and child bond. And it's just effective for the child's overall well-being. So please, as the week starts, let's join in pushing that message. More of breastfeeding for our newborns. For fathers, support your wives. Realize that it's quite cumbersome for them to breastfeed and lead the normal life they do every day. So you must ensure that you support. For mothers, take it seriously and keep good hygiene while breastfeeding these children. You can also find other means of expressing your breast milk when you have work that could hold you or stop you from doing that as at when due, so that you can have better children who would really be good for you and be healthy, matter of fact, so we can have a better society. Remember, the future of the world depends on that baby you're holding right now. So as breastfeeding week comes, ensure that you push that message. If you see someone or know someone who takes breastfeeding for granted, please ensure that you educate them about the necessary need for breastfeeding for newborns. It's quite important. No water, matter of fact, because the breast milk contains that. And it's also important for you to be educated on how to go about it, from trying to ensure that you empty one part of the breast, the other part of the breast. Doctors will tell you better, but just know the things to do. Go to the hospital, talk to the doctors, talk to them, let them let you know how you can breastfeed appropriately. So you don't end up complaining the same things that people have complained in the past. Oh, this is not enough for my child needs more. If you don't understand the way of breastfeeding your child, you end up complaining that it's never enough for your child. So let it start now. Do well to know how it works. Go to the hospital, get yourself educated, and help your child. So that's much I can take about some of the wonderful days that are coming up this week. We expect you to look at them closely and embrace them accordingly. From International Friendship Day to Day Against Trafficking in Persons, ensure that you do not let them happen. When we come back, we shall look at some of the trending stories right here on Thursday's Morning Ride. Do stay with us.